Time for the 49ers Rush Podcast.
Number 46 of the 49ers roster countdown. It's a new addition, free agent, linebacker Oren Burks. And, whenever he first did his press conference being welcomed into the 49ers, my inbox and DMs were full with, is that Patrick Willis? I'll show you a clip that we have set aside as we get to know this player and human who is incredible. All accounts, freaking top-notch person. I would be willing to argue, he's entering into his 5th season in the league and is one of those players that, Walter Payton Award nominee type guy. That's who he has been his entire life. That's who his entire family has been. So if you're one of those people that likes good humanitarian stories, this guy's going to be at the top of your list. So linebacker Oren Burks going to be wearing jersey number 48, 6'3", 233. 49ers got a type at linebacker, and if this is your first time joining us for this entire series, all the undrafted free agent linebackers and stuff, man, they fit this mold almost to a T. Everybody but Jeremiah Gimmel, the general. He's a little bit different. But when looking at Oren Burks, he's 27 years old, as I said, entering into his 5th season. He played high school ball at South County High School in Lorton, Virginia, just off the Potomac River, southwest of D.C., just outside of the suburbs and kind of the city circle, the Fighting Stallions. And he chose to go to Vanderbilt, which, he had offers from Duke, Maryland, Boston College, and Vandy. So you can already kind of paint a picture of who this kid is academically. Top notch. Now, Oren Spencer Burks is his name. He is the son of Orlando and Wanda Burks. And listen to this. His young sister, you guys like this one, softball standout player, where at? Stanford. So that's kind of where it is. Dad was a systems engineer. Mom works as a program operation manager. And Burks completed his undergrad degree in human and organizational development in 2017. Active leader on campus. We'll go through his football career, but I think that this is kind of important. Burks was the president of the Student Athletic Advisory Committee, football representative to the Student Advisory Committee, co-founded and coordinated events for revitalizing and empower Vanderbilt's African-American male population, volunteers with Project Safe on Campus, All-State National Good Works Team, the 2017 Wooden Citizenship Award, voted finalist for Vanderbilt's Campus-Wide Outstanding Senior Award. I mean, it just keeps going. He had a national story on him in the NCAA Championships magazine, represented teammates at the SEC Media Day, voted Mr. Commodore in 2017 by student athletes. That's kind of the #1 award. Now, okay, here we go. Let's dive into some of the football stuff, going back to his days in high school. Two-year captain, 3-year defensive starter. He was a linebacker and bounced around. Whenever he went to Vanderbilt, played 3 different positions. Named first team All-State as a senior linebacker, district's defensive player of the year, team MVP. The dude has produced. He had 3 touchdown catches and 4 block punts in 2012, which is incredible to say the least. Brought his team, the Stallions, to the state title game. And 2013, his first year at Vandy, he didn't play too much. He was a backup, moved to safety, back to linebacker, back to safety. 2014, finally started to show up as redshirt freshman. Started 7 games at safety, just kind of all over the place, but he got injured and missed kind of the final few, games of the season. Then they moved him to outside backer. Started every game in 2015. In the secondary, moved back to safety. He was the free safety. So it went from safety to outside linebacker to free safety. They changed their defensive scheme there and played really, really well. Earned postseason 3rd-team All-SEC. Topped the team in everything. Top 10 with 3 interceptions. And that was as a free safety. He's playing linebacker now. And the speed matches. We'll get to his athletic profile in a little bit. 2016. change his position again. They kind of put him as the in-box safety / outside linebacker, and he was awesome. Played in all 13 games, all that kind of stuff, and, his stats were great. 6.5 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks, 6.5 hurries, fumble recovery, interception, all these different types of whatever. And then 2017, that's whenever he went to another new position, and that was as defensive captain at the linebacker position. 45 tackles, solo tackles, 82 total tackles. It was all over the place. Now, off the field, he continued to kind of do what he did. Listen to all these awards. There's a lot here, okay? Fall 2014, SEC Academic Honor Roll. Check that box, right? All the 49ers players, they've almost checked that. If you want to play for the 49ers and you're not an academic, I don't think you have much of a chance. 2015, third team All-SEC. 2015, SEC Academic Honor Roll again. 2016, SEC Academic Honor Roll. 2016, Vanderbilt Outstanding Senior Award. 2016, Warfel Trophy nominee. 2016, All-State Good Works Team. 2016, Wooden Citizenship Cup final. I mean, I could just keep going on. 2017, Butkus Award finalist. Golly, man. Hey, the kid, it's just off the charts. Now, then he makes it to the combine. Okay, listen to this athletic profile because it's as good as anybody in the NFL. Height, 6'3". Okay, that's top 88 percentile of linebackers. 40 time, 4.59. Top 81%. 3-cone, 6.82. That's faster than Debo. This dude is shifty. Top 90% of linebackers. Vertical, 39.5. Dude jumps out of the gym. 90% of linebackers. Broad jump, 131. 97% of linebackers. Just his athletic comps, not his play style. If you just compare all those height, weight, speed, 40, 3-cone, all that stuff, his two most common athletic player comps, Von Miller and DeMeco Ryans. So it kind of puts you, now, is he that caliber of player? He is not. This is a special team / backup reserve linebacker, but the athletic profile and build of this man, Von Miller, DeMeco Ryans. So put that into perspective, how he tests, how he does all those different things. It just builds. Now, my notes on his play, first off, insane versatility. And he's kind of a tweener because his metrics say safety, his bodies say linebacker, and he's in between. But the 49ers love that. They have so many of those converted safety to linebacker guys. Marcel Harris, DFF. The other safety that they brought in from Alabama last year, his name's fleeting me, but they love those types of players. And so pursuit is probably what he's at his best at. Playing laterally, flying sideline to sideline. The dude's, he's got a boost button, and it seems like it's going all the time. Special teams ace, that's where he's going to be. Leader everywhere he is, on and off the field. My biggest issue with this game is the power run game when it comes right at him. That's probably his weakest point and something that he's got to improve on. That's one of the things that's an issue. He was drafted in 2018 in the 3rd round, pick 88, by the Green Bay Packers, and never really came into it. I'm just going to be real. They select him in the 3rd round, and he just never caught on. He really, really didn't. He finally got his chance to start, and he injured his shoulder in pregame warmups. And so he had to wait a little while, then finally come back, all those things. And if you look at what he was able to accomplish there, played in a lot of games. Only 7 starts in 4 years, though. And so, his numbers aren't bad, but they're not great either. They're really, really not. If you just look at total tackles, his rookie year, 24 total tackles. Sophomore year, second year, in NFL, 11 tackles. Third year, 21. Last year, 36. 2 fumble forced, 1 fumble recovery. It's been all special teams. That's really what it's been for him. He started 7 games, played in 59. Logged 1,175 special team snaps in his time in Green Bay. He's a special teamer with linebacker upside. The athleticism's there. Those things are great. Really, really are great. And so, that's what he's going to be bringing to this team and to the community. Here is a clip that I want to show you. I think it's only about 30 seconds or so. Might be a little bit longer, but where he talks about what he did in the community in Wisconsin and what he's wanted to do here in San Francisco.
Yeah, so me and my wife were actually on the board for the Sherman Phoenix. They're a entrepreneurship hub in Milwaukee, and they help Black-owned businesses. I think there's 27 businesses that are run out of that hub. We just provide resources for them to kind of get on their feet and empower them to make a difference in the community, providing jobs and all those things. So we sit on the board for that. Super excited about things to come. We just hired a new ED and things like that. And for me, I've always been about community. So like wherever I'm planted, try to make an impact, whether that was in Nashville with Vanderbilt or in Milwaukee or the greater Green Bay area. So we'll continue to do that as I'm here in San Francisco.
I'm pumped, man. It's fun listening to this guy's story. And yeah, looks like Patrick Willis, which is comforting. Very, very comforting. That's how I feel. Now, the 49ers brought him in March 17th, 2022. They signed him to a 2-year deal, but it's not really a 2-year deal. It's a 2-year deal, $5 million, whatever. That's the actual terms of the deal, $2.4 million guaranteed. But the signing bonus, they added 3 years of dead money onto it. What's that mean? Spreading out the cap hit and basically he's got to be a lock to make the team. You don't cut him with the guarantees and the signing bonus that he got. But he's being paid like a linebacker. Now, why is that? If you look at what is out there right now and what I expect for him to do, this year, he's going to be like a special teams captain probably, okay? Leader on and off the field, we've documented that. But where does he fit in the linebacker rotation? Because he played all 3 linebacker spots all through camp. Does that mean they haven't found a spot for him? Or does that mean he's the primary backup for all of them? Which I think is a strong case. Because if you remember, Azeez had not 1, but 2 offseason surgeries. So Azeez Al-Shire, I'm not sure he's going to be ready when the season starts. I really hope he does, because if he is, 49ers have the best linebacking group in the NFL. I don't think it's close. But that number 3 linebacker spot's open right now with the Azeez in question. And so if that's the case, I think, Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, 1 and 2 are locked up. I think even if Azeez comes back, you guys know me, I've documented this completely. The 49ers love Greenlaw, so I think he'd be the number 2. If Azeez is out, now you have a fight for that number 3 spot. DFF, who I like a lot, the 49ers like a lot, and Oren Burks. Now, that's for this year, and this whole countdown is predicated upon biggest impact and best players for 2022. Now, if we look at 2023, that's a different story, and that's why I brought up that contract and all those dead years. Because it's quite possible, and this doesn't really affect this year's countdown, didn't really go into the metrics there, he could be linebacker 2 next year, because DFF, Azeez, and Dre Greenlaw, all expiring contracts this year. All of them. Fred Warner's still locked up. But if you're just looking to 2023, right now Oren Burks is probably going to be the number 2 linebacker. Now, I think they'll bring back 1, if not 2 of those. But that's up in the air. Contracts get weird, injuries, all those kind of things. This seems to be a very similar signing to the Emmanuel Mosley deal a few years ago, where you sign him on a cheap deal for 2 years with the hopes that he becomes a cheap spot starter the following year. So it's something to keep in mind, something to look at. I think eventually, what the most likely scenario is this year, special team stud and the backup linebacker for all 3. So if anybody goes down, he steps in. DFF might have something to say about that, but that number 4 to 5 linebacker spot, I think it's whoever wants it the most. But because of the Azeez injury, that makes it a little bit more interesting. I love this man. I ain't gonna lie. Character off the charts. Excited for the community. One of those people that just makes me proud to be a 49ers fan, proud to allow my sons to wear these jerseys and all those things because they make a difference on and off the field. And I'm hoping he gets some more press conference time because, man, I ain't going to lie. It feels good watching and listening to somebody like Patrick Willis just be out there. So that's Oren Burks, number 56 on our roster countdown. I want to say shout out to Josh and Anthony. Killing it, man. The producers of this entire series. And, man, we're just going to keep counting them down. We're at 46. This is the halfway point. We started at 90. If you just joined us on this series, go back, check out the playlist on YouTube. You can see 90 all the way to 46. And we're just going to keep going all the way down to number 1.